everyone, welcome to another episode of our Product Inspiration series. Today we are focusing on retail execution and delve into dynamic visit planning as part of Sales Cloud version 2. Joining me is Punav, the product manager for this new solution. Hey Punav, thank you so much for joining.
Hi Sven, sure. It's my pleasure to be here and I'm really excited to provide some insights into our dynamic visit planning with Field Sales add-on in V2.
Really great. Punav, as you know, field sales reps rely on visiting physical locations to accomplish critical tasks. Without an intelligent planning process, those reps lack the insights to understand which customers and accounts or stores to be visited, in which route, in which possible order, and so on. Can you please tell us why SAP further invests in dynamic visit planning and how it's anchored as part of a Sales Cloud version 2 and even across the SAP Business Suite?
The field sales representatives are the backbone of many organizations, and recognizing this, we identified the need for data-driven, more effective approach to visit planning that enhances their daily efficiency. The new dynamic visit planning solution, part of Field Sales add-on on Sales Cloud V2, is designed to provide tailored recommendations based on data-driven insights. It prioritizes account list, optimizes routes, and automates visit planning to help sales team engage with the accounts more strategically and effectively. The solution also aims to maximize organizational impact by enabling our sales team to work smarter and more effectively.
That's really fantastic. Now, let's talk about the concrete scenarios. What does this solution offer in real-world situations for companies who want to streamline their B2B visit processes, especially in the consumer product industries? Which role does AI play in context of optimized routes, visit execution, product placement in the shelf, and order taken?
With this solution, sales representatives can plan their daily schedules by prioritizing accounts and focusing on key clients based on essential visit criteria, as well as visit recommendations from system related to account coverage, perfect store strategies, and impact assessments. The system also streamlines route planning by utilizing historical traffic data to minimize travel time or distance. Additionally, it automates visit planning through schedule-based routes, auto-generation schedules, and ad hoc planning by field sales rep, ensuring more efficient workflow and making every visit productive. Regarding optimized routes, historical traffic data is integrated via our map provider here. This analyzes traffic patterns for specific routes, time of the day, and days of the week, estimating travel time based on factors like distance, speed limits, and road condition. The optimization process is dynamic, so every time an optimization is performed, a real-time request is sent to your maps to incorporate the latest traffic information. This ensures the best possible planning outcomes.
Fascinating stuff, Punav. So how can customers now adopt this new solution to further optimize their B2B retail execution?
The adoption to our solution is relatively straightforward. If you have Field Sales add-on in V2, you can directly start using the dynamic visit planning and start. But now, let's jump into our system and see dynamic visit planning in action. Thank you.
One can use dynamic visit planning as a sales rep or a sales rep manager. Prior to using the system, you need to configure some settings as an administrator. For this, you need to navigate to Settings in the Settings menu. Prior to setting anything for dynamic visit planning, you need to check what are the types of visits that you have in the system. There are some pre-delivered visits that we have provided in the system, as well as users can create their own. Here, we are trying to create a new visit type in set01 and then associating a value as audit. I'm selecting a category that it is type of a visit and not a delivery. And I'm also associating a value called automatic optimization. The automatic optimization helps in optimizing visits planned during the route. On the other hand, we can see dynamic visit planning as another setting selection. Here we have visit recommendation as one of the settings as well. As an administrator, one can define an impact caused by signals such as account or visit coverage. The system would interpret the signals and calculate an account score based on these. In our example, I'm trying to create a new visit recommendation I'm assigning a particular description to it, I need to select a sales org, a distribution channel, a division, and the type of visit that I need the recommendation for. Here there are different sections for account, sales data, and visit coverage. In my first selection, I'm selecting the ABC classification code and assigning the impact as high. Similarly, I'm also taking an expected revenue amount between a certain range and assigning it an impact as well. From the sales data, I'm clicking on the delivery priority code and assigning it an impact as well. Visit coverage can be prioritized based on accounts visit plan, which you will see in a while based on the overdue visits as well. Here I'm associating a very high value. I save and activate. Once this is done, we can also generate the schedule. Here, as an admin, you can automate your visit creation process based on the group of configurations system automatically plans and generates the visit. One can select the visit type that we have created based on the same organization, distribution, and division channel that we have selected for the recommendation. I can provide a day in advance that I want the visit list to be generated and the visit list which needs to be created. In the visit planning configuration, I can select either of these checkboxes which depict the default employee sales data in the advanced filters or the planning attribute based on the requirements. Once this is done, I can also check what are the accounts that I'm responsible for. Here I'm selecting an account that I'm responsible for. I can see the same value that I had used in my visit recommendation and I assign it a particular value. On the third tab, we have visiting information. We can create a visit plan and define the type of visit, sales organization, and distribution division combination again, and how long this plan is applicable for. Provide the number of days that you need to visit. You can be a day or a week or a month. You can have a bi-weekly or daily visits as well. You can change the visit duration and also provide a prep time. You can also provide a time zone, or you can also mention visiting hours that are allowed at the account. Let's navigate to another account just to check what other values it has. We can see the expected revenue amount is 1,000 here, which is the influencing factor is medium, which is in that recommendation. Similarly, it also has a visiting information already kept where the visit is 1 hour and it is you can visit it from Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. In dynamic visit planning, there are two types of plannings that you can carry out. One is schedule-based and the second is account-based. Let's dive deeper now into schedule-based planning. For schedule-based planning, we use route groups in the system. Here you can create a route group for yourself. User needs to provide a route group name, the type of visit that you would want the route group to focus on, a validity for this route group, and the owner or organizer, of course. You can always be the organizer and create a route group for someone else. You need to select the sales organization, distribution, and division again, and type of visit duration. Here we have a dynamic route group creation, which means you can either select between highest impact or maximum visit for optimization. From the allocation settings, I'm choosing maximum visits and selecting the time zone as Central European Time. In the user preference section, we have start location, end location, and employee working hours. Here, I'm giving the street number or the house number, country that you need to be part of. The start location ensures that the route group plans my visits starting from the preferred location and ending also on the preferred location. Once done, the data is pre-filled and I can also give my employee working hours. There could be certain appointments that are created in our system like a meetup or some team event, and I can click on include appointments or include all the appointments into my route group as well. I can then select different accounts, add them from the list, or also use this help to just add different accounts at once. Since I am starting in Germany from Frankfurt, I'm choosing all accounts that are part for me in Frankfurt. I can multi-select and add these accounts to my route group. Here you can see all the visit plans that a user or the admin has created for these accounts. The marked in blue indicates when you can visit the account. And this information can be found in the visiting information tab of the account. I can also choose to change the day I want to go to this account. I can see that there is no visiting information or no visit plan for a particular account. But I can still mark it for a particular day and decide that I want to go it for 2 weeks. And now I can also add different days here, which then ultimately also creates a visiting information or a visit plan for this account, which will be captured by the system. I'm changing some start date again from different accounts and making a plan for me or for the representative I want this route group to be activated for. I can change the visiting hours, define the frequency, and also change the prep time in the system. Once this is saved, I need to go and check the status is now in prep. By default, the status of route group is always in preparation. To activate, I select active. Once done, this visit list is generated for the user. Once a route group is active, you can see different statuses such as visit list generated until next visit list generation, date generation status. This is based on the visit generation schedule we had maintained in the system. We can see there is a visit list here that is created based on days. For May 29th, I have different accounts that have been planned for my route group. Buttons like you can update fields of date, or you can also select a different owner. You can see that our visit list is not optimized, and we can also change some events in this route group for the day. There's an optimize button which indicates that the visit list is optimized, and now 2 fixed visits have been moved around to a particular time, and there's another visit accommodated between them. I can also add another new account, which probably I have missed or I need to extremely focus for May 29th. Once this is added, I can also change the time of this particular visit. I can give it a particular start time or an end time. I can also define the minutes that I want to be at the visit, and you can also select the owner. You can always assign it to someone else, but I'm giving it to my user for now. Once this is done, I'm re-optimizing, and the visit list is again optimized. You can see that the last visit, we have an indicator, an alert sort of a message. When I hover on the message, you can see it is proposed time exceeds my working time, and it's also from the outside of visiting hours of the account. So from a 4-hour visit, I'm changing it to just 30 minutes to see if it accommodates. And this is actually a fixed visit based on the indicator that we have on the right. Once I optimize this, let's see what we have, whether it's optimized or not. Visit list is optimized, but still, it is still exceeding my working hours. So I am trying to now change the date or trying to move this around. I know I cannot take it during this day, so I'm trying to move it to the next week. When I'm trying to update, I get an error indicating that you cannot move a planned visit. So you have made this particular plan because it is a fixed visit. So I have an indicator here or a button which I can then choose whether it's really planned or not and move the fixed visit around. Once done, I re-optimize my visit. And yeah, now our visit list is optimized and everything seems to be in place. All our visits are in planned status, which means we can move them around, we can change start time, end time, and add or delete certain lists from here. The button I just clicked is visit generation, which means now these visits are already created after scrutinizing, changing status, or changing the times. These are now changed to status open, which means the visits are generated in our system. And if we go to our calendar for 29th of May, I can see that the system has all the visits in my calendar as well in a click of one button. In the Work Center view, I can select Visit Planning Cockpit and open the map view for account-based planning. I have user settings here, which depict start and end time, which I can choose. I can select distance of measure. I can choose the optimization setting that I want, whether to use historical traffic data or not, shortest route. Allocation settings, which is highest impact, or whether I want to go for maximum visits, include appointments or not. Once this is done, we can see there are different accounts which are pinned on the map with different color, each color depicting a certain importance. I select a range from 16th of June to 19th of June. Here I can see the map is pinning different accounts. I have my accounts which are generated on the list based on the query, and I select all of them. The minute I select all of them, there are more than that can be planned for a day. And we have selected a range of dates, so I get an option to create a multi-day planning. Based on the settings, you can see that visit list is getting generated for each and every day, one by one. Once the planning is completed, I can see the visit list getting created for Monday, June 16th. I can always add different accounts, remove certain accounts from here. I can then move on a day view basis and see that optimization is done as well. On Thursday, June 19th, which was selected, but there is nothing in the list because all of them have been considered and there are some skipped accounts. Skipped accounts can be based on account of that there are visiting hours are not matching or visiting days are not matching, and hence they are skipped and then informed for the user here. I can see there are different options here, whether I can delete an option, generate multi-day visits, and which means visits will get generated for the calendar for me or not. I have quick view of an account here, which can give me snippet into the account and the visiting information that is present on the account. What days I can visit, what days it falls under, all information at one click. I can also change the duration of the visits from say 30 minutes to 90 minutes and save. Once this is done, I can see that the optimization is lost and I can re-optimize this visit list for Tuesday. Once optimized, the timings have changed, the accounts have moved, and I can see that there's a particular account which is showing me a warning, which is saying the proposed time exceeds the working hours. My working hours are maintained here in the user settings, and it is still only 1 p.m. So I go here and I can now change the duration of the visit so I can still make it to the visit and provide it some time rather than the full time. Once saved, again the optimization is gone and I can re-optimize this visit to see whether everything is accommodated within a day or not, and it is. Once this is done, I can then generate the visit list for June 17th. Now the visit is already created and you can see the snippet of the visit as well. I can change the status of the visit directly from here as well. But this is just to inform you that it is present, but it is part of our planning. I can see the system has also created a visit list for me on Sunday, June 9th, and everything is saying that it is exceeding outside the work hours or outside the visiting information. So when I go and check in the visiting information, I can see that Saturday is allowed, but this is planned for Sunday. Hence, all the accounts have a warning sign letting the user know that the plan that you're making is outside of the visiting times of the account. I can see all the visits are actually created on calendar as well. They're not yet created, but they're depicted on the calendar. If a visit is completed, you can see it with the indicator green on the visit list. And this information provides the color coding against the visit.